So we're going to make this thing right here, and to start off with, which is probably the only part I will really show, is this big back plate here. Piece right there will go right in this recessed pocket, and then it'll bolt on there, and there's a lid on the bottom here that will open and close with the shaft of the motor. I got this motor from sparkfun.com, and this is a PDF of the motor that they give with the product page, and this motor was probably like $21, so $23.95, so that's not that bad. 125 ounce inch, so that should be, after a few calculations, that should be plenty enough to open and close that door. So let me back up a second and actually tell you what this thing is and what it's used for, or what it's going to be used for. I have a dog. Her name's Lily. Lily likes to go crazy just about 4 hours after we leave home. I sort of wanted to make this contraption to drop a treat like 3 or 4 hours after we leave, in order to maybe stop the problem. This treat would be filled with maybe something like peanut butter or something like that, so it would occupy her after 3 or 4 hours after we have gone. So we'd hit a button, turn it on, and then after you hit that button, it would delay 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours, open that door, drop the treat, whatever it is, and occupy her for a little while longer until we get back home. What do you think, Lil? The next thing that this end mill is going to do is cut out the pocket, the recess for the motor itself. What I want to do, I want to try something different, is basically guess that feed and speed. All you have to do is guess what feed rate I'm going, and I'll add in there what's the width of cut of the end mill itself. So feed, speed, and width of cut. 3 things. And the first person, or the closest person within a week's time of this video coming out, will get a free t-shirt. However, I don't have any more extra larges left, so just small, medium, and large for now. She's a little too tight. I'm gonna widen this out just a little bit. There we go. I forgot to do the contour. I 2D adapted all that out, and I forgot to take the rest of the wall thickness off there, because it still left 10 thousandths, I think, and yeah, this thing is in there nice and tight, and looks like we're good to go. So this is one other thing that's also pretty cool. I have never milled a round fillet before. So that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off and adaptive this out with a flat end mill, then come in with a ball end mill and finish it up and see what happens. So it turned out pretty good for the most part. And I went very conservative, so it took a really long time. But oh well, I know for next time out. This is my first time doing this and it turned out good. Look at that. So all the parts are done. Got all the holes drilled and counterbores and everything for everything. And now I'm going to powder coat everything black. parts powder coated, ready to go. Now I'm going to assemble everything. This one right in the front, this hole right here is where this bronze bushing gets pressed into. I really shouldn't have put powder coat in there, but it was already a tight fit anyway. So we'll see what happens after we press it. So with the help of the vise here, I pressed it in there and the dowel pin goes right in. So that's a 1/4 inch hole and the dowel pin's 1/4 inch, so that's basically what it's going to ride on. Might need a little bit of reaming, but it still rotates. Not as easily as I would like though. So this is the door here, so this hinges like that. So I had to put this back in the mill and shave that down a little bit. So when this comes back up, it just misses everything and seals right up against where it should. And then I already have the fillet on this side, the nice rounded edge, and it turned out pretty good, I think. So to put this in the vise, I literally just, well, did an arbitrary angle here in the vise and set it in the vise just like this, and then took the shear hog and took it right over there. This leads me to a question: where can I get parallels that have angles? I mean, that are relatively inexpensive, but still good quality, obviously. Because I would like to put this at a nice angle like that, but knowingly that the parallel is like 45 degrees or 25 degrees or something like that. Does anybody know where I can get parallels like that? I think I've seen them before, but I'm not sure if that's a real thing. There's a little tiny set screw right there that holds that dowel pin in. The dowel pin that hinges the whole door. And then the same goes for the motor side as well. The shaft of the motor goes in here and the set screw holds it in. Dowel pin fits right there in the bushing and hinges right on it. So this is it right here. Obviously it's going to have a lid, and that's in the powder coating oven right there. And got the lid going here. Not the lid, but the door. And the motor in the back will turn it. I have a dowel pin in there right now so I can hinge on it. And everything else is good to go. Next week I'm going to program the Arduino, and I'll somehow stick it on the back here. I don't know how, I never really thought of that yet, but we'll figure something out. So I'm getting a little bit different with my videos, I guess. Well, lately, because this is just something I really have wanted to do, and of course on my goals I wanted to incorporate Arduino somewhere in something that I do. Incorporate Arduino in something. So this project is really all in a goal fulfillment. That's all that I'm doing here. So I mean, it was fun to do this so far, and it works out fairly well. So I'm excited to see if the motor can hold this thing up. And I don't know what the motor, I mean, I did some calculations and I made sure the motor could turn this thing if it turns slow enough, and yeah, it should. So next week, program this thing. Thanks for watching.